Hello, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to Israel Doctrine School Hangout with Carl Albert Davis, your host. And today's title is Israel Doctrine meets Prince York. Explosive drama unfolds. Y'all never heard me and Prince York speak before, so here we go. Politics and business strategy in the era that we spoke.
Slavery, really, just you better take care of your family. So when you have necessary resources, once you're already a multi-millionaire or in the multi-thousands of dollars, you're already able to invest in other black or other black successful businesses. So don't run that, we got to work with the Caucasian. You know what I'm saying? I'm an entrepreneur, so I got to do business with them. I got to set the table. Nigga, you ain't got to set the table with nobody.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Are you willing to come over to my channel when you go on your spree, and deal with this?
Well, yeah, I'm about to start firing back. That's why I was calling you. So I'm gonna fire. I'm going to different channels because people they try to be very selfish. And they try to keep everything on Baba TV or Satellite TV, and that's what Satellite. I said, yeah, this is about the black community. We gotta distribute our information equally. So yesterday night I was on Nuwapi and Assassin because that was a family night, and we jumped on Young Pharaoh. So I'm gonna jump. Yeah, I want to jump on your channel, but the only way I'm gonna jump on your channel is you gotta do two things for me. You have to be 100%ly extremely respectful towards the elder Dr. Malachi York, even if whatever you believe, keep it to yourself when you on the air with me.
That's easy.
Yeah, because it's, at the end of the day, whether people say he's guilty or innocent, to me, it's if anybody feels that he's guilty, I mean, there's no point of you constantly repeating it. According to you, as people who call themselves these are perfected bystanders who are against a child molestation, according to you, justice has been served. The man's doing 135 years in prison. He's 71 years old. He's not gonna live that. So you won already. So what's the point of keep constantly bringing up his name?
Right. This my thing. This is my thing with the situation, right? Me and Sarnetta, we at odds and been at odds for some years now. Polite, I really have nothing personal against him, but I didn't like the fact that he came out and attacked the Hebrew Israelites like that, and then tried to use those camps up there in New York as propaganda against all the Israelite camps out there, because everybody ain't ISUPK or GMS and all of them. So that's when I started attacking him and dealing with him. And the only reason I ever talked about York is because he deified him and did all of that and stuff. So when you came out, I was like, uh-oh, the true heir to the throne is here. This is bloodline. You claim succession the way you did. So when he said he never met York and all of that, I was like, oh, he done totally fucked up. And now Prince York.
The thing about it, Polite, see, I didn't really know. I knew about Polite in the community because Polite wasn't in our community. To the Scotch community, Polite's the shit to them niggas. In our community, Polite ain't shit. That's why he ain't in our community.
Right.
Because he wanted to be. The way he is in the conscious community is the attitude he came with in the Nuwapian nation. So if you are a Hebrew of any form of sex, you can respect knowing that you'll have an organization, that there's order in your organization. There's order to who teaches and who doesn't teach. There's order to how to become a teacher and how to be able to teach people. And Polite was always a shiny nigga. The way he is now. He was always trying to put our Nuwapian garb on, which we hold sacred to us. Just as Hebrews hold their garb sacred to them. You put our holy garb on, but you want to desecrate it by putting the white man's piece on there. That's the biggest issue he used to have, is rocking the Versace. He was like, nigga, that's a Greek demon. That's not even a Greek god, if anything. That's a Caucasian demon. The Versace, the Medusa head. And you rocking that like that's cool. That symbolizes the stealing of souls. That's not what we teach. If you're going to rock something and you want to rock your gold and shit, put a pharaoh on or some shit. You know what I mean? Put a lion on. There's so many other different symbols to utilize. And he brands, it's like almost like he's a promoter for Versace. The amount, it's like he doesn't even mix it up with other different brands like Gucci and Louis. It's just straight Versace for everything. And it's just like, to me, he knows who I am. And that's why that video, if you pay very close attention, I want you to make a video pointing this stuff out before we do our video. And I have Nuwapians repost your shit, definitely. But yeah, you look at him, he's trying, man. You swear I was a Muslim woman the way this nigga's trying so hard not to look at me. This nigga's looking down at the phone, at the iPad. He was doing absolutely nothing. Then I touched his arm and he waves his hand to the back of the crowd like there was somebody over there. There was nobody in there. There was three brothers in the room with us. There was Sinetta, which is one. There was another elder brother who helped Sinetta with promo. He's an elder, old man, so he ain't your security. And there was that young brother who ain't your security. So this nigga's waving at the securities in the fucking room. I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga waving at? But me, he's talking about discipline, but I'm maintaining my respect from going in on your ass. Why? Because all the fucking lies that he has told, the conscious community only fuck with him based on Dr. York. That's how he blew up.
That's how he got in it.
He's saying he came in with the full black and gold dashiki with the all over it, and Wapian on the crown, talking about Dr. York. And everybody knew Dr. York is one of the biggest heavyweights in the goddamn nation. So whether people innocent, guilty, love him or hate him, nobody's gonna dispute that Dr. York is a hell of a teacher. Period. Well, even when he was in the school of the Hebrew Israelites was fucking with him in the fucking 80s when we was coming hard on the Israelites. Y'all remember them days. So Polite utilized that, and now he wants to bomb it because he's trying to take off New Covenant. And if you saw his explanation, if you're the teacher and the creator and the founder of New Covenant, how is it that you're stumbling over the explanation of New Covenant? If you actually truly listen to this explanation and Google the big words he's using, subsequently, conclusion, all this shit doesn't mean anything. Conclusion means end. Subsequently, like maybe. So he puts big words, and when you stack it up with his sentence, it don't mean you said a whole lot of bullshit. New does not mean primordial waters. He's trying to get that from the ancient Kemetic, and they weren't referring to new. They was referring to none. There's a difference between new and none. If you look at the ancient Semitic languages, none is an in with a dot over the top of it. It's a hard in. None and new, they're two different things. That's why I said no, it's not new. He's gonna say it is. So I was like, okay, cool. But you want to tell me I don't have discipline? You know what I'm saying? So I'm having discipline by not smacking the shit out of your ass, by running around like you me. Really even running around like he's me. That's how I looked at it. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? I was like, polite. Then I remembered him from DC. He was up in DC, and we allowed him to get on the stage as a we're Masons as well, so we allowed him to get on the stage. But he said on the video, Dr. York had me leading the lodge. When? Dr. York was writing me letters. When? Dr. York couldn't write letters for 7 years. What the fuck are you talking about? They cut off all his communication for 7 years, and we had a list of 10 people. That was family only. So when was he writing you? Then he want to say he's dating my sister. My sister, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know if that's true or not. I ain't never seen them together. But even if you are, it's not like Dr. York is here to sanction that. So it's not like it's a blessing to you, like, here's my daughter. It's like, okay, I'm fucking Dr. York's daughter. Okay, what the fuck is that? Dr. York got children that's not on the path, plenty of them. So, you know what I mean? So how he tried to put it out there is like, he was shit. And now he's trying to run from me. Because every time I call Sinetta, I'm like, yo, Sinetta, put me on with this man. Put me on with this man. Nah. Because Sinetta's trying to protect me. That's how I never know I would rip his ass up. When it comes to, he can run that shit on the public because the public don't know Nuwapu. So he keeps staying on notice he stays on Dr. York's religion attacks to the public. But he won't go into what we teach to the public because he don't know what we teach. We wouldn't let him be a teacher because he wasn't good enough. He would teach the language class because he was decent with the language, and he would teach, he would be in the lodge, and he was, I think he was a decent rank in the lodge, but he wasn't no worshipful master or master mason. So, he was a clown, but that's why I'm about to direct all my fire is going at Polite, because that's what I want. I'm going to rip his head off because he's disrespectful. And I wasn't going to attack him even after being the I was in the video, so I wasn't even going to attack him. What made me decide to attack him was his video he put up on Hip Hop Media. So I know there's other channel, the Hip Hop Media channel. When he's talking about African people, and this nigga, and Sinetta asked him, he says, do you agree with black people getting wealthy and moving out the hood? And moving to and he said he does agree with that. He said because he don't want to live around the dogs. And I said, what? And he explains black people. Watch the video. He explains, it's not even no misconstruction. You ain't got to play it back. He says it clearly. He explains black people as dogs. And he says every dog genetically has a wolf gene inside them, just waiting to come out to attack. And that's why he don't want to put his child and his daughter around the hood. But nigga, ain't you the leader? So if you're the black leader, then you the nigga supposed to change that shit. What are you talking about? What kind of coonery is this? If you're the black leader leader, it is your duty, your responsibility to come in the community and change the community in which you live. This nigga literally said, fuck the community he's from. That's literally what he said on the video. So my respect level for him, like I was respecting him at least as trying to do something, just keeps dropping. It just keeps going down. And then I see how he's using the Black Panther Party for publicity. He don't give a fuck about the Black Panther Party. He's not into that shit like that. Flight ain't on the front lines like that. He ain't as dedicated as them niggas is. Polite is using them because they get the TV, they get the news, they get the media. Same way he used Ron Artest, World Peace, to get on Breakfast Club, he's using Black Panther Party to get on the TV. So he'll pretend like he's the leader of the Black Panther Party some days, but then other days he's New Covenant. So he's good at great marketing strategies, but he moves like a Caucasian. He's been working with them too much. He's starting to move like them and go against his own community, which we can't respect. Even in Wapi Nation, we have a basis of a natural respect for other organizations, including all Hebrew Israelite staff. Only if I'm coming at Captain Zoriak because they did disrespect. You violate that contract, then we have a problem. Then when he slandered Yahweh on the phone, when I was on the phone with Zoriak, then I was like, okay, I'm dealing with a different type of Negro. It's a new breed out here. So now I'm going to have to put you down. You know what I mean? You gotta put an animal get wild. You gotta put him down. You gotta remind him. You follow what I'm saying, my brother?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna just say this: it's two platforms that if you most definitely go on, it's gonna cause a lot of what the hell. I'm one of them because I've been banging and doing my thing. The other night he was gonna try to set me up for me and you to go against each other, whatever. I guess I don't know, but Sarnetta and Polite know that I'm a thorn in their side. And if you pop up on my channel, believe me, everybody in the conscious community and Polite them is gone. They gonna be watching. And I can give you my word as a man. I can give you my word as a man. Listen, I can give you my word as a man that I'm gonna allow you to use that platform to do what you gotta do. I'm not gonna try to hinder you. I might just ask some questions based off of what you say. I don't even want to talk that much. Just like you just got through talking, I'm gonna give you the mic. As a watchman and somebody listening to and having the ability, because I'm there to ask you a question, I might stop you for a second and say, can you go into more detail about that, or are you willing? And that's all I would do. You can use my platform to lunch whatever the hell you want to do.
I was gonna definitely use your platform to lie. Like I use the Lockdown platform, I use it in the launch at Young Pharaoh. So another platform I use it at the launch at Captain Zoriak. Your platform I also utilize for life. Therefore, the reason being of jumping around, because I know there's a lot of things that they say exclusive, is because at the end of the day, you make money off of YouTube. So if you want to have people to progress as a people, the first thing that you got to do is if you're a leader or you're getting attention, you know what I mean? It's your duty to say, okay, well, let me go ahead and jump around. Even Israelite, none of that shit. Because one thing that me and you do see eye to eye is on the integration between all the communities. But the main reason why people don't want to integrate with Wapians is nothing to do with Dr. York. It has to do with what we teach. They know majority of these religious groups or non-religious groups, comedics, everything. So with our doctrine, it becomes a lot of people are and I don't know about you, but I'm saying a lot of people become afraid of it because they're afraid to either lose their faith or not. Because in Wapians, we kind of touch on a religious aspect, and then we scientific. We take it on every level, and we done taught everything, so we know everybody's shit. So then if you're a Hebrew Israelite, I can propagate to you, and you can. It's a lot of niggas that used to be Hebrew Israelites that's New Wapians. A lot of niggas used to be nations. We just took everybody's people because we knew their doctrine to be able to format it in the aspect of making our information understandable. And that's why a lot of people don't want to rock with it. But me, as long as you can give me the 100% respect as far as the elder Dr. York, that was one of the things I was asking. And the other thing I was asking is sometime during that video, you got to shout out free Dr. York. You do that, we in business.
Well, I can give you my word on that. You know.
That's all. That's all I have.
Because as a man, I believe in repentance. So even if he did do something, if he been in solitary confinement, this and that, and he repented, then I mean, even my God give a people an opportunity to repent. So I can't hate on that. So those two things I can do. I ain't got no problem with that. You know.
Yeah, but in your acknowledging repentance, you also have to acknowledge the lie in its festering form. And you also have to look at, okay, there's a possibility for the people who's having the thought. There's a possibility that Dr. Malachi York could have done this. At the same time, there's a possibility that the white man has done pulled a fucking sheep over everybody's face and got us shooting at each other.
Well, yeah, more than that, I would say.
You gotta remember, at the very end of Dr. York, people try to remember Dr. York in the 90s, but at the very close to the end of Dr. York's career in 2002 before his arrest, he was on 1,000% unification. We was inviting Kylie Muhammad to come down. He was coming down. Al Sharpton had brought a big group of people. Jesse Jackson brought a big group of people. My father assisted Wesley Snipes with the Blade movies. You look it up. Amin Ra Productions, Blade and my father both started that company together. Erica Badu, Destiny Child was performing on the land. James Ingram came down. We was bringing unification for real, and we was trying to communicate with Farrakhan to get him to host the Million Man March on our land. So you gotta remember that, Dr. York, if you actually wait on both sides. Say the chances of Dr. York being a molester could be a 50-50 for you. I don't know. That's your perspective based on what you study. But then you have to say the chance of him being a target for the government. Don't disinclude the religion, disinclude the science, disinclude the Bible, just the works as a leader. That's a big ass drop. You know what I'm saying? That makes him a government priority.
Well,
because remember, Dr. York existed since Malcolm X. He was teaching at the same time as Elijah Muhammad, and he's one of the leaders that made it through every era, living and slipped through. You know what I mean? And stayed loyal without having the Jews funding them and all this bogus stuff come out with Farrakhan and stuff. He's one of the niggas that stayed true to the game. At the same time, was still able to multitude and show progress. Nobody was really showing progress in the 90s. Everybody was just running their mouth.
Well, if nothing else, free Dr. York so he could tell us the stuff that he can answer for his crimes to the community or whatever. If they supposed to be crimes and stuff, with him locked up.
If you say that,
I'm just saying.
I'm not expecting you to say election.
No, I'm not. We not talking like I said when we talk over there. My whole thing just was saying that is if Dr. York get free, then the world can talk to him. We can't talk to him behind bars. So you free him for nothing else.
And the thing about this, and you can mention this on your channel, you can. If somebody had a respectful message or a respectful question, we record. If you go to the Washington channels, we have audio of Dr. York 2 weeks ago talking. He teaches. That's why Rocket gets so emotional about it. It's because that shit becomes a pain to us because it's like, yo, this is our either spiritual father, our leader, our preacher, whatever you want to call him. And at 71 years old, sick and dying in prison, this man is still teaching from prison. So if you say Dr. York was making all out of the money, etc., he's not making a dime right now. He's not making no money. They don't even allow him to have a commissary over $2,000, so he can't even get to, as a rich man would be treated in prison. They don't even allow him to reach it. They have a commissary cap for him because since he went to jail under the RICO Act and the type of money he made off his books, we can't put a lot of money in his commissary at the time.
Yeah, the RICO say you can't make money off of your fame and stuff. Yeah.
So with that, it puts a hole. So remember, Dr. York, even if he's guilty, you can still say this nigga is 100% the most dedicated teacher that's out there. And we have more than enough evidence to prove he's not guilty. I mean, like, for example, I'm just going to give you one example before we get off the phone. Like, one example that I always looked at was, okay, let's say he's guilty. Okay, let's say he got the herpes. Okay, let's say all these different things. If you count up, and I got this right here on the court document sitting in front of me, I was just reading. If you count up, based on what the alleged victim stated, this is exactly what they stated in court. If you count up every single alleged victim, and as many times they said it, because they didn't just say I was molested one time. Everybody was saying this was something going on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a week that they were being molested this consistently. With every single alleged victim from 1993, because everybody started, the molestation started in 1993 and ended in 2001. If you count it up, that means Dr. Malachi York in 9 years had sex 11,568 times, which is 5 times a day, every day, and none of these women are pregnant. And that was just unprotected sex. And then on top of that, not including the women who have children by him. So you mean to tell me between writing 1,257 books, teaching every day, 2, 3, 4, 5 hour classes, audio, videos, different coming out, buying hella, because we just had the land was just one property with the public thing. We owned apartment complexes all in that area because we was bringing all the Nuwapians down. That's how you got the transport and miners charge, because we had big buses, like tour bus sizes, shit. Because remember, most of the Nuwapians live in New York. So we was bringing everybody down on buses like every week. And Dr. York had bought an apartment complex. And he was putting us up, like, in the area. That's why Georgia was so threatened, because the population in the community was only, in that community, putting the county was only 6,000 people. And the Nuwapian Nation had brought down more than 12,000 people in 3 years. So we was more deeper than the government, that local government. So that's why they were so in fear of us. Because one, with Black Power, and they out in the country, and they had KKK out there. They used to come by, be cursing and shit, driving up and down the road past the big Egyptian pylon. And so when you look at the conspiracy aspect of it, the conspiracy aspect holds so much more weight than the charge itself. Because the charge itself, that means he was having sex 5 times a day. Every day, with hereditary angioedema, which is a disease that drops your testosterone by 40%. And then he was 60 fucking years old. Well, 58. So that means he's already an elderly man. Then he has a disease that drops his testosterone, and you mean to tell me that he's having that much sex? And then you ain't find no pornos in his house. You ain't find no things that child molesters have. That's usually, you don't find no weird ass teddy bears. You don't find no shit like that at all. So it's just like niggas just, and then half of the damn victims said it was a conspiracy. Then the government's all-star witness claims it's a conspiracy. And if you look at her, what's the trademark with her? Her trademark is that she came in the community in 1993. She left the community in 2001. The child molestation started in 1993. The child molestation ended in 2001. Then, from 1993 to 2001, that was the only time where she was in charge of Dr. Malcolm York's finances. Every other time in his life, he always paid his taxes.
Well,
his entire life, he always paid his taxes, and now all of a sudden he don't pay it with the time that you in charge. So you have to understand, shit gets so much deeper. So if we don't weigh it out, then people have to keep it neutral and just admit, look, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know shit, and that's why I was saying in that statement that if they free Dr. York, then he have an opportunity, not behind bars, not behind bars.
He said they don't want to free me because then I can tell the whole truth. He said, I can't tell the whole truth on this phone. And the reason why is because every time he starts like building with us, like really, really getting in and teaching, what they do is they either cut the lines, they punish him in prison, meaning that he can't write nobody for like 2-3 months, he can't call nobody for 2, 3, 4, 5 months. The longest span it's ever been with him not being able to communicate with his people has been 7 years. It was 7 years he had no communication but 10 people that he handpicked, which was all family. That's why when Polite said he wrote the whole book. I know that man. I'm like, when the fuck did you do that? In the name, Polite tries to make it seem as if Dr. York exclusively named his daughter and exclusively gave him the title Masud. One, every single man in the Nuwapian Nation title is Masud. Because Masud doesn't mean prince. It just means like a royal citizen. Like Mr. Like Mr. would be a title of a respectable man in American culture. Mr. or Doctor. That's what Masud means into Nuwapi. So if you want to get into the word prince would mean Yamar, not Nasud. Nasud is like Mr. or like a wealthy man. Like a commonwealth man. Wealthy man would be Mr. or Doctor would be Nasud. So Dr. York exclusively named my daughter. Dr. York offers and extends the hand to anybody who acknowledges him as the spiritual father and say, hey, I want Dr. York to name my child a really, really good, powerful Egyptian name. We have an order that you go through called an AEO, Ancient Egyptian Order, and then you can submit a request. It goes in, and then it goes through the chain of command that we have up to Dr. York, and he names it. It was no exclusive shit. Like, this nigga be talking like this shit, like Dr. York grabbed him by his forehead and said, you are, nigga, fuck out of here with that kind of shit. Then on his video, then he admitted, I asked him, I said, did you ever met Dr. York? Because I was about to run him down. Because our niggas ain't never seen my father in clear view picture his face. If you know Pop had a lot of tribal scars. So I was about to run him. I was about to hit him with that. He told the truth. He said, no, I ain't never met him in person. So I'm like, well, shit.
Let me just say this. The only thing I will ask right now to get a understanding, are you gonna be able to talk about Jacob in the interview?
I mean, if you ask, it depends. Ask me the question that you would ask now, so I can see if it's worth it. Because there's certain things I will say, and certain things I won't say for certain reasons.
Well, I don't
mind telling you the reasons.
I don't really know how to formulate it. I did get a video that was on YouTube, and I just played the audio on my channel too to say this is Jacob York, and look what he's saying. You know,
well, it's a well-known fact. It's a well-known fact that Jacob York is a part of the conspiracy. This is a well-known fact. Reason being is because he claims Jacob York. They say, okay, Jacob York had nothing to do with it. Jacob, that's what he claims. He said, my brother, he says, I ain't had nothing to do with nothing. Had nothing to do with me, but da-da-da-da. So it's like, okay, if you had nothing to do with it, then why do you have a butt to go with that? And then on top of that, the only Jacob, Wapians didn't point the finger at Jacob. Dr. York didn't point the finger at Jacob. Jacob York's name didn't even come up in the case until the government's all-star witness recanted her statement. And when she recanted her statement, in the video, she went down to South Beach with Jacob York. And then other New Wapians that was in Florida at the time started to produce pictures. So then we had pictures of threesomes. This is where the herpes and shit come from. Because remember, they said Dr. York had herpes. If we give you the benefit of the doubt that Dr. York had herpes, y'all had herpes, chlamydia, and gonorrhea. Dr. York didn't have that. That didn't come up on his thing. So if you want to say he had herpes, Dr. York was a polygamist. But remember, none of his wives have it. But if they want to say that, the so-called witnesses, they have herpes, gonorrhea, and chlamydia. Pictures from South Beach when they were down there in South Beach. We got pictures of Jacob York and another brother that was a part of one of the alleged victims and a sister in the middle. We got pictures of them in the club with a bunch of homosexuals, and then the government threw this piece of evidence out the damn courtroom. We had a diary from one of the victims talking about group sex and orgies and named the other alleged victims and what they were doing on the land. Remember, these people were teenagers. They like to promote it like they were children. These people were 15, 16, 17, 18. And we can play stupid if we want to, but we know 15-year-olds is getting pussy, period. So, and on our land or in the world, it don't make no difference. Our land wasn't heaven. Our land was just a new black community. So people, his children going to be children. Teenagers going to be teenagers. Just we kept the brothers and sisters separate to keep people from just getting having hella children, because everybody, we spending Dr. York money. So, I'm paying for your kids when you have more kids. But, you know what I'm saying? But people, we try to keep the males and as far as the children and stuff, we try to keep them separate as much as we could. But, children don't sneak out the house at night. The brothers on guard, ain't paying attention. This happened. And next thing you know, I know plenty of stories. I was in some of them.
That's cool. Look, bro, I appreciate you feeling comfortable enough to talk to me and share the information and stuff. I'd rather, do the interview and be more.
The question will arise though is when do you want to do the interview? And I want to know the questions that you're going to ask me. I want to know them beforehand. But you didn't tell me that what you're asking about, Jacob.
Like I said, I just want to know if it's out of bounds. If it's out of bounds, then I know. Shut the hell up! Don't even go there. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it's out of bounds. I just don't. As far as getting real into Jacob York's life, I'm not gonna get into it. One thing I will release to the public is that Jacob York isn't my father's son. That's a misconstruction. Jacob York is not my father's son. Jacob has two older siblings. That's my father's children. His mother left the community and came back pregnant. So a lot of people don't know that. So I don't mind saying shit like that. That stuff like that. Actually, you can look at Jacob and see he don't look shit like that.
Okay, well that's cool. So what I do is you say, well, let me put some questions out there and send them to you, and then you will know where the thing going. And then what you comfortable with, you can say, well, I'm gonna deal with this. And I don't want to deal with that. And we'll have a conversation and we'll deal with my questions and whatever you feel like you need to.
Do you have the ability to allow people to call in and ask questions?
Yeah, but
all right. So then, what you should do is you should make a video tonight or whenever, and promote it. Set a date for it and promote it as if it's coming up, so people can call in. I don't know how people call in and ask respectful questions. If they ask a disrespectful question, just hang up, because you know what I would consider disrespectful and respectful, and then the respectful questions I don't mind answering. See, people just ask questions respectfully, they would get all the answers they're looking for. But instead, they want to yell at us and attack us. So it's like it's going to turn to a war when you say, people come up and say,
well, what I'm gonna do is I create an event group or whatever on Facebook, and I pick certain people that I know I can trust and then I'll say their name and they question. And I'm gonna have exclusive people, just not anybody, but there'll be certain people, right? And that way,
I'm not there. The base of it is not there to answer no religious questions. I'm focused on if it is like stuff. I'm not there for that. I'm there to answer questions, really dealing with. Because my main point of the whole video is going to be dealing with polite. I'll take some questions on my father, respectful, and I'll take some questions on Jacob, respectful. But other than that, the focus is on polite because I'm putting the guns on them.
Well, let's just do this. Let's just do this then. What's your time look like? Well, for us today, because I need to go out. I ain't ate. I've been up doing stuff, so I need.
I'm good today. Today, I study. That's what I do. So right now, I'm studying, preparing for the debate with the Captain Zoria. So just hit me up. Hit me up anytime today, and then we can work. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna be chilling.
Yeah. What we'll do is do a video today and set it for which would be best, Saturday or Sunday.
Saturday or Sunday. This Saturday or Sunday? Damn, that's soon. I thought you would make it like you gotta build up the suspense, brother.
Well,
you gotta be like,
listen. Soon, if we do a video today and you say, people, I'm coming over to Israel Doctrine at such and such time, it's gonna blow up. It's gonna be.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I don't mind doing that, but I'm saying I think we should push you for it.
Let's do it next Tuesday then. Next Tuesday, next Thursday.
Cool.
Next Tuesday.
That's cool.
Next Tuesday.
Tuesday or Wednesday is cool. And so the video can time to circulate and niggas can be ready, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. I mean, you the man. Yeah. You the man.
Remember the point of it is so I can get you some views, man. That's what I really go out and mix with everybody for. So everybody can get a fair shot at teaching whatever, because no matter what it is or what you're teaching, spirituality or religion or science, it's about the upliftment of our people. That's the ultimate reality of everything. So I don't really discriminate as far as that. I just attack the attackers or defend when we attack. But other than that, we don't got no issues. Yeah. I mean, I still look at you as my brother, period.
So the plan is this. The plan is this. I'm going to go out and eat and everything. Then I'm going to come back and we just going to do a promo video. I'm going to say, y'all, I got a special guest on right now and he want to tell you something. Then you just say, people, I will be on Israel Doctrine Tuesday and we're going to set a time. And then 5-minute video or whatever. And that's it.
All right, that's a bet. That's what it is.
And it's going to blow the internet up. And everybody going to be like, oh, what's going to happen with that? So let me go eat and stuff and I'll be back and we going to make it happen.
All right, cool.
Peace. Much love and respect for hollering at me, bro.
Definitely, man. What do?
Peace.